Hi, Ashley here. I'm going to show you how to make my breakfast loaf. So 500 grams of strong flour. We've got 10 grams of yeast and 10 grams of salt. So I'm going to put the salt in the front of the bowl.
Then the yeast into the back of the bowl.
I'm going to add 40 grams of English salted butter. And 320 millilitres of milk. So this loaf is really good for breakfast. It toasts really nicely. It's just kind of a basic white loaf, but it's really nice for breakfast. Hence why I call it my breakfast loaf. So that's going to go on my mixer here for 10 minutes. I'm going to be using the dough hook.
Start the mixer on slow before increasing the speed after the dough comes together.
Our dough's been in the mixer for 10 minutes now, and you can see that the texture's completely changed. And this dough, although it's wrapped around the dough hook,
just pull that off of there.
You'll see that this texture is really silky smooth, and it's a really nice dough. So our dough is ready for its first proof. So making bread, this is the same as any old bread. So you do one proof, we're going to knock all the air back out of it afterwards, and then we're going to let it rise again, and then we're going to bake it.
Mix our dough around so it's a nice smooth round circle with rounded ends.
Then using some olive oil or rapeseed oil, so this is a local Sussex Gold rapeseed oil that I'm using. Just drizzle a small amount around the bowl. That will stop the dough from sticking. And if you drop it in face down, so it's going to sit up like this. If you drop it in face down, pull it back out, it's going to get that oil around it. Just rub that all around the outside, and then therefore it's going to stop the dough from drying out. Make sure the inside of the bowl has got a really good coating. And then just going to sit that in the bowl, just cover the top with cling film and leave that somewhere warm, between 20 and 40 degrees for about an hour. Now our dough's been rising for 1 hour. It's kind of doubled in size. So you can take the cling film off, but keep it because you're going to need it. Just put that to one side, and I'm going to pop it out onto the bench. I'm going to use a dough scraper. These are about £1, easy to pick up in a cook shop or something. Really useful.
There's our dough, and you can see how much air is kind of caught in there. So we're going to bash it down and get all of the air out.
Once the air is out, it means we're going to get a good structure to our loaf. So I'm just going to fold it over. So fold it over, roll it up like this, and press the air out on the sides. Fold it, and then flatten it out again. This helps to give our dough the structure, or our loaf the structure. And then using that motion, rolling it towards you, tuck in the ends like that. We're going to add it into our loaf tin. This is just a standard loaf tin from kind of any old cook shop. You don't need to butter or line the tin at all. It's just as it is. So drop our loaf straight into the bottom and just press down the sides just a little bit, just to give you a nice shape in there. And then we're just going to cover that loosely with the cling film and leave that for another hour. Our loaf has had about another hour for its second proof, just covered with the cling film. So to finish this off, all we've got to do now is bake it. And to give it that classic kind of look, we're just going to sprinkle the top of it with some flour. A classic kind of bakery look. And then put a deep slash down the top. So just cut down through that, and you can see it starts to open up. About 200 degrees for 35 minutes.
Adding half a glass of water into your oven will help create steam and therefore help the dough rise whilst it bakes. Well, it's had just over half an hour in the oven. That sounds good. This smells absolutely amazing. You have to make this at home. Now my bread's had time to cool, it's time to carve. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Beautiful. I hope you found this useful. For more recipes like this, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment below and give me a thumbs up. See you next time. That is amazing.